How does Taylor Swift manage to be the most talked about person at the Grammys without winning a single award? She walked in with 6 nominations and left with 0 trophies, but that didn't stop her from owning the night. From hyping up every performance to sharing viral moments with Beyoncé and Cynthia Erivo, she was everywhere. And let's not forget the little keepsakes she picked up along the way, because if Taylor couldn't take home a Grammy, she was definitely leaving with something. So, how did she turn a total shutout into one of her most unforgettable nights? Let's get into it, but before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe. If you love keeping up with moments like these, hit that button and stay in the loop. Taylor Swift walked into the 2025 Grammys with 6 nominations. 6. That's a solid shot at taking home something, right? Her album, The Tortured Poets Department, had the world in a chokehold. Plus, she had that collab with Gracie Abrams on Us. But as the night went on, nothing. One by one, her categories came up. And one by one, someone else's name was called. Best music video? Nope. Best pop vocal album? Denied. Best pop duo group performance? Snatched away. Then the big ones, record of the year, song of the year, album of the year. All gone. You'd think, after losing out on every nomination, she'd be quietly fuming, maybe giving those polite but pained claps we've seen at award shows before. But nope. Taylor was living her best life. Dressed in a shimmering ruby mini dress, a golden T on her thigh, she looked like she didn't have a single care in the world. No fake smiles, no awkward I'm totally fine energy, just pure, unbothered Taylor. And honestly, that's a plot twist, because if you followed her career, you know this hasn't always been the case. Back in 2014, when Red lost Album of the Year to Daft Punk, she later admitted it crushed her. Fast forward to 2018, and her Netflix documentary, Miss Americana, showed her reacting to Reputation getting shut out like it was a personal failure. I just need to make a better record, she told herself back then. But now, that version of Taylor is long gone. No stressing, no proving, just enjoying the moment. And if you needed any more proof, her PR team's X account sealed it with a bow. No fucking body loved #TSTTPD more than you, and we couldn't be prouder of what this album has accomplished until our next board meeting. In other words, on to the next one. Taylor Swift's fans were not happy about her Grammys shutout, and they made sure everyone on X knew it. She was robbed. She should have won at least one. This album was incredible, one fan ranted. Another took it even further, saying, "Are you kidding me? The Grammys are clearly intimidated by Taylor's success. TTPD broke records left and right, yet they gave her nothing. There were so many great albums this year, but for TTPD to lose Album of the Year, that's a straight-up snub." But while Swifties were fuming online, Taylor herself was completely unbothered. Going home empty-handed just a year after breaking a major Grammy record is a hard pill to swallow for anyone, especially someone like Taylor Swift, who's got the world watching her every move. And if you've followed her journey, you know she's no stranger to that pressure. In her documentary, Miss Americana, she said it herself. "If I don't beat everything I've done prior, it'll be deemed a colossal failure." Yikes. But on Sunday, she didn't look like someone carrying that weight. In fact, she looked like she was having the time of her life. Probably more fun than some of the winners. The cameras barely left her alone. But every time they caught her, she was either grinning, dancing, or cheering. Basically, Taylor Swift was the vibe. At one point, she was spotted shaking it off in the crowd as Sabrina Carpenter performed a medley of her hits. And Taylor didn't just sit there politely bopping her head. Nah, she went all in, hands in a prayer pose, swaying back and forth to the beat of "Please, Please, Please." Classic Taylor energy. And when your friend is killing it on stage, what do? You hype it up. She turned to Jack Antonoff, her longtime collaborator and seatmate for the night, and gave his shoulders a playful shake like, "Can you believe this?" Pure joy. And just when you thought Taylor couldn't get any more unbothered, she decided to add a little viral magic to the night. She teamed up with Cynthia Erivo to recreate the holding space TikTok trend. Yeah, the same one from Cynthia's Wicked press tour with Ariana Grande. While Trevor Noah was doing his thing on stage, Taylor, sitting right behind him, casually reached over and gently held Cynthia's finger. No context, no explanation, just the kind of random, effortlessly funny moments Swifties eat up. Cynthia let out a small laugh, and just like that, the internet had a new Taylor meme to obsess over. But let's talk about the one person who wasn't in on the fun. Travis Kelce. While Taylor was lighting up the Grammys, her boyfriend was already in New Orleans, getting ready for the Chiefs' Super Bowl showdown against the Eagles on February 9th. But even with him miles away, she still made sure he was part of the night. That custom T thigh chain on the red carpet? Yeah, that wasn't just an accessory, it was an indirect but obvious nod to her man. And honestly, Travis would have loved the energy she brought to the ceremony. She said it herself. He's all about living in the moment and having fun. Remember when she won Video of the Year at the 2024 VMAs and said, "Everything this man touches turns to happiness and fun and magic"? Looks like she was channeling that same vibe all night long. But even without a Grammy win, Taylor still got her moment on stage. This time to present Best Country Album. And when she pulled out the winner's name and saw it was Beyoncé, her face lit up, and honestly, it felt like a full-circle pop culture moment. Think back to that infamous night at the 2009 VMAs, when Taylor was just a rising country star, only to have her big moment interrupted. But who stepped up? Beyoncé. She gave up her speech to let Taylor reclaim the stage. Now, fast forward more than 15 years and the roles were reversed. Taylor, now a global powerhouse, handing country music's top prize to the woman who always had her back. Talk about karmic energy. And that vibe carried on throughout the night. When Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us beat her Fortnite for Record of the Year, there was no awkward clapping or forced nod. Nope, Taylor raised her glass and toasted him. And this wasn't some empty let's look classy move either. These two go way back. In 2015, Lamar jumped on her Bad Blood remix, giving him his first ever #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. 8 years later, he returned the favor by re-recording his verse for Bad Blood, Taylor's version. But it wasn't just about her friends. Taylor was living for everyone's wins. One minute, she's deep in conversation with Chappelle Roan. The next, she's going all in dancing to Charlie XCX's Von Dutch. And when Beyoncé won Album of the Year, Taylor was right there, clinking glasses with Jay-Z. Of course, some skeptics will say it was all performative, but let's be real. If Taylor Swift was that good at acting, Valentine's Day and Cats wouldn't have been so painful to watch. Taylor might not have had a ton of reasons to celebrate, on paper at least, but that didn't stop her from being the most hyped person in the room. And if you needed proof, just look at the moment she caught Janelle Monáe's jacket. The way she reacted, you'd think she had just won Album of the Year. She was over the moon, finally. Something to take home from the night. But the fun didn't stop there. Even without a trophy, Taylor found another keepsake early in the night and held onto it like it was a Grammy itself. Whatever it was, it clearly became her emotional support item for the rest of the evening because she wasn't letting go. She was buzzing with excitement, living it up like she had just swept the whole ceremony. And what's a celebration without champagne? Taylor didn't waste a second. The moment she got her hands on that bottle, she made it very clear. It wasn't for sharing. This was her victory toast, and she was going to enjoy every last sip. Because in Taylor's world, you don't need an award to feel like a winner. And she made sure that energy carried straight into the after party. Well, some might say it's all just good PR after all. Being labeled a sore loser is not the look. But let's be real, Taylor is way past the point of caring about damage control. She doesn't need to outdo her past achievements anymore. Her legacy is already locked in. So, why not kick back, enjoy the moment, and raise a glass to the real win? Longevity, influence, and the fact that she is the moment. Now that is worth toasting. But now the question is, was this just Taylor having fun? Or is she setting the stage for something big? Let's talk about it. And hey, if you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe for more.